Looking at the weather across the state of Minnesota for the evening hours, we first of all have a system which right now centered just to the west of the Twin Cities, cold front draping back to just east of Redwood Falls, and a warm front going through parts of central Wisconsin. But as we head through the evening hours tonight, we still have some record warmth across the Twin Cities metro area, 46 for a record high today in the area of Bloomington and the Twin Cities, also mid to upper 40s for most of southern Wisconsin as well as southern parts of Minnesota. But as the first part of that cold air makes its way in towards the area for the night tonight, we're looking at just a little bit of light snow for some freezing drizzle, maybe some patchy freezing fog as well. Not too much in way of accumulation, but anything that is loose will blow and drift around a little bit as the winds start to pick up, becoming about 15 to 25 this evening and then gradually increasing as the night goes on. And on top of that, but the potential for more snow moving in the later overnight hours with the much colder air moving in from up in northern Minnesota and North Dakota, we are looking at another inch of accumulation, but the bigger concern, that inch or two of snow, they'll actually start to blow and drift around. Visibility is going down near zero, also wind chills near 30 below zero, so that's why we have blizzard warnings in effect in parts of western Minnesota and winter weather advisories for the rest of the state. So please watch it if you're heading out this evening, because it's going to be a rather nasty situation that gets worse with time as the night goes on. Not necessarily a good night to go out for the drinking. So once again, a quick summary for the night. We're looking at two-phase cool down. First phase, some patchy freezing drizzle and mist, quickly accelerating winds and quickly dropping temperatures. As for phase 2, near blowing and drifting in snow, some near zero visibilities, and also wind chills now down near 30 below zero. Please watch it out there if you're heading out there tonight. I'm meteorologist Jim Marusak, and have a good evening. Bye.
Hi, I'm James Marusak, and I'm a meteorologist, not necessarily this type.
Cold front is giving us these clouds and some snow showers in some cases tonight.
Even though I could go on TV if you asked me to, it would just take a little bit of time to get me back to used to being on the green screen as well as using the software. But I was on the radio for the last 5 years.
I'm meteorologist Jim Marusak with your forecast for the Twin Cities Metro for the rest of the afternoon. Some high thin clouds will gradually thicken and increase from the south and west. There is that chance for a late day shower and thunderstorm also from the south and west. Just a light southerly breeze and a high temperature topping out near 88 degrees. For tonight, those widely scattered showers and thunderstorms.
So I do have the voice, if that's where you need me to go, is to do more audio clips. But meteorologists do a lot more than go on the air. We actually have a lot of uses outside the media. The forecast can be used for everything from road maintenance in the wintertime to being sure that every event that you go to, whether it's a parade, concert, ball game, to be sure that comes off without a hitch. As well, any other type of forecasting uses can be mainly for transportation outside the roads. That would be for the rails or the planes to be sure not only than the rails you get your goods, but if you're on an airplane, you want to be sure you can land and take off. And with our forecasting, we can actually be sure that takeoff and landing comes off without a hitch. And as for one of the more unusual uses of forecasting, believe it or not, salmon fishing uses it. And you're wondering how? Well, it's pretty simple. The salmon actually have to come up river in order to spawn in order to be able to produce more salmon and be able to get some that everybody can eat. Well, sounds good. The only problem is the river, you can't have it too warm or they don't quite make it to their spawning grounds and not everybody is happy. So with our forecasting for the short term, what we did, be sure about the amount of sunlight. That sunlight gets translated to how much to warm the river. Once the river is to a certain temperature, everything is fine, but if it gets too warm, they can release a little bit from the dams, and if they know ahead of time that they might have to make that release, they can plan them better. And once everything is okay, the salmon make it up to river, we get our food, they get pretty happy, and what can I say? Everybody's happy. As for one of the more inventive uses of how to use long-range forecasting, believe it or not, the commodities traders have got into the act. And how do they do that? Well, basically they take our temperature forecast, generally more trendy forecasts, like is it going to get warmer, colder, whole 9 yards. And when they do that, they actually put that into some models, figure out how much natural gas or oil people may need. And those forecasts can actually be used by the traders pretty easily. You know, if it gets too cold, they can order more gas, or if it gets too warm, they can also try to order more electricity, cut down the gas, and be sure your rates, well, don't go too high, at least we hope. And if you like your breakfast in the morning or the food in the afternoon, well, We actually use the forecasting for that as well. That's more seasonal and the mid and long range forecast, mind you, but as long as you know the temperature trends and the precipitation trends, especially for the crop you're looking for, whether it's your morning coffee, your orange juice, your cereal in the morning, basically, our forecasting in the longer range will help us to be sure that you get the right price at the right time. If you know it's going to be a bad growing season, you'll want to lock those cheap prices in early, and you'll know that if you use the right forecaster. As well, if you think everything was going bad and all of a sudden it gets a lot better, with our trend to be able to show you that, you'll be able to try to lock in some cheap prices right towards the end as everybody's trying to sell off what they try to make a profit on. But as for using the technology in order to be able to get those forecasts out, I'm actually quite good at it. Whether it's Windows all the way from XP all the way up towards Windows 8, I can also use Mac OS X, I can go even towards the Linux, Unix, I can use just about any system underneath the book. As long as I got the technology and some type of connection to get the data, I can do what you need. And as well, believe it or not, if you need somebody to do some maintenance onto the side to help the computer guys out, I may not be a tech pro, but I can do the virus scans, I can manipulate most operating systems and server systems in order to be able to at least know where to put everything where it's supposed to be sure all the protocol is correct, so that the least thing they have to worry about is me using a computer trying to cause any problems. And I know how much that can be an issue with most companies. So once again, what can I say? I'm a meteorologist with 12 years experience, and if you need me for any type of forecasting whatsoever, just be sure to look me up, the name, James Marusak. And as for the email, just look in the credits because that's where my name is. As well, look up most of my profiles online because with those you also will see my email address as well as any other contacts via instant messaging or otherwise. Have a good day. Bye.
City of Brotherly Love, usually warm, but they're not at 44. This cold front is giving us these clouds, currently 36 degrees, humidity 57%. This front just sweeps right through, right down south, 20 into east, and 22 down in Valley Cities. You have the warm, moist air running into the cold air. Clouds are up there, and those clouds, that's what's keeping it not so pretty, and as it gets not so pretty, we should be seeing some precipitation outside, but we're not. So let's just go right now to what's going on at Avoca. Currently 36 degrees, humidity 57%, winds from the southwest at 6, and the barometer 30.029, and rising just a bit. Taking a look at what's going on around the area right now, 36 up here, also 36 at Williamsport, 35 in Allentown. City of Brotherly Love, usually warm, but they're not at 44. Harrisburg is at 46. And 34 out at State College. What's going on out west? Bradford at 30, that's the cold air we're going to be seeing tomorrow, and Pittsburgh at 34. Taking a look at the regional satellite, what's going on? This cold front is giving us these clouds and some snow showers in some cases tonight. As this cold front sweeps through, what's going on? It's bringing some moisture from the lakes, the moisture is being carried to the clouds, and that forms some snow showers. Snow flurries, what we're mainly seeing though here. Up to the west, though, up in Buffalo, and also down in the southwest by Pittsburgh, they're not so pretty right now. Taking a look at the radar, you can see this a little bit better as the snow just trails right up off of Erie onto us, onto Buffalo. And down to the south, down by Pittsburgh, they're also getting a few snow showers. But here, the dry air, it's filtering out, causing nothing. Causing everything to just fall apart just as soon as it gets east of the Susquehanna River. So then, as we go on in time to what's going on tomorrow on the surface, the front just sweeps right through, right down south, low will be off of east of Maine. It's going to be not a bad day tomorrow. But then tomorrow night, what's going to happen? This second front's going to sweep down. We're going to have more northwesterly winds with this, and then we're going to have the still liquid waters off of Lake Ontario. And that's what's going to give us some more snow. It's going to be heavier as you go further north, but everybody's going to see something with this. Looking on ahead into the middle of the week, here's what we're seeing tonight. But out west, out by Colorado, you have the warm, moist air running into the cold air that's trapped in front of the mountains. And as it does so, snow for the Colorado ski resorts, especially in the southern part of the state, and snow just going on through Wichita and going up into southern Nebraska. So then, going to the satellite, you can see this even better. You can see the moist air sweeping over the mountains. To the south, Texas getting a stripe of clouds off the Pacific. And going down, here's the front that gave us some problems last week. So then, going to the forecast. For tonight, It's going to be cold, but not that cold, with temperatures about 18 in the northwest to about 20 in the east and 22 down in the valley cities. For tomorrow, we have temperatures not as high as today, only 31 up at Montrose, maybe 30 up in the northern mountains, and 34 for us and down in the Lehigh Valley. Looking on ahead into the next 5 days, and actually 7 days, sunshine tomorrow, some snow flurries tomorrow night. Wednesday, we're going to be seeing sunshine. Thursday, not looking so pretty. Good next chance for storm. Then Friday and the weekend, looking good.